she was. I'm so sorry, Jen. Complete game shutout, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts. She was also really good at the plate, but her dominance in the circle was enough to push them to Greenville as the Central Region champions.
That's a beginning from Ava Fisher and Annabelle Mitchell. Championships coming up after us: Louisiana, New Mexico, Idaho, Montana, New York, which had the national champion last year in the World Series against Pennsylvania. Then out west, Arizona. You're familiar with that state, aren't you? A little bit, but you have three will take on Northern California.
Win in the Southeast region, and Cranston, Rhode Island, coming away with the New England Regional Championship to be able to advance to Greenville already today.
Wall-to-wall softball championships today on ESPN. Brooke Stevenson batting in the number 6 position to start the bottom of the second. Let me clarify something I said earlier, that when an illegal pitch is called, the play still goes through, and pending, and now I'll look down to first base as the first base umpire, Andrew Shriver, puts up the right hand. Pending what happens, there is a choice for the team that the pitch is not called, correct?
It's much like an offsides call in football. It's up to the offense whether they want to take the result of the play or go ahead and go back and redo it. So in the event of an out, you would see the offense say, nope, we'll take the illegal pitch and retake the batter's box. But let's say a home run's hit, they would take the result of the play and take the run.
So they decline a penalty like they do in football, just wave the arms, right?
I think the batter just runs back to the box.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Mila Hamley throwing today for Austintown, Ohio, which ran the gamut, won each game after a loss last year to win the championship, and now back in the title game again. Mila Hamley on the mound, in the circle with her 4th strikeout today for Austintown, Ohio.
Yeah, her 3rd in a row going back to last inning, and she is continuing to just dot that outside corner. Her control so good, and as a hitter, you've got to let that ball travel, hit it a little bit deep, but it's hard with the kind of velocity that Mila Hamley is throwing with today to be able to time that one up and go the other way.
Should now face the catcher, Lucy Reynolds. To Hamley, fields her position. 2 outs, and quickly here in the Missouri second against the team Hamley has faced today that is batting well over 400 coming in.
55, first baseman,
the way that she's throwing, this is reminiscent of her game against Wisconsin earlier in the series. It was their first game here at Regionals. She had 17 strikeouts in those 6 innings pitched.
Out of a possible 18 outs, there was just a bunt single against her, beating Wisconsin earlier in the week, 3-0. Carrie Ann Ashlock at the plate. She has battled back from shoulder surgery. Played for the Purple Tornadoes during the regular season. And Jenny Finch is her idol.
She's my idol, too.
And many others as well, I'm sure, that would register in with that. Miss Hamley had 2 strikes and nothing, looking for her 5th strikeout in just 2 innings. Got a pitcher's duel going. Mila Hamley, who runs off the field, is one of the best so far. After 2, Ohio 1, Missouri nothing. That championship between Ohio and Missouri, with the winner headed to Greenville, North Carolina, Little League Softball World Series, to face the Latin American winner, Monterrey, Mexico. Other teams overseas have already punched their tickets to Carolina. Who's going to get a chance to do it here? To right field. Good break on the ball by right fielder. 1 out. Nice play out there by Kaylin Galloway. Galloway with a catch.
It seems like no matter whenever you make defensive changes, the ball will always find that new defender. Kate Galloway coming in to replace Jackson, and Wright makes the first out.
Now Lily Sheffield. Lily retired, now Ava Fisher. So for pitcher Brenna Young, she has now retired 6 in a row. Game's only one came when Mila Hamley singled, and eventually on a wild pitch went all the way from second to home. Wouldn't that be something if that was the only run of the game?
Now, with the kind of bats that Missouri has been swinging, a combined team batting average of over 400 so far, I've not been able to figure out Mia Hamley.
Court short. And then Gladbach with a throw over to first base, and there are 2 outs in the inning. And now that makes 7 in a row retired by pitcher Young.
I've been so impressed with the defense of Berlin Gladbach. Watching her plays have been so fun. The highlight reels that she's been able to put up, just such a solid defender over there at short. Nice strong throw across the dish, across the diamond.
Here's Kendra Lake. Time now to throw another dad's joke in.
Let's do it.
What are the rules when a zebra plays softball? 3 stripes and you're out.
There you go. I think most of them would be out. They've got way more than that.
The high fastball, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 in the game for Brenna Young. I promise more dad's jokes in a moment.
In this Central Region tournament, and she's loved using that rise ball. Today, though, it's been the pitch away and then lighten up the inside corner. 5 strikeouts in this one over Mizzou. She's got game, Jim.
And you can join Little League this year as it celebrates 50 years of girls in the Little League program. Learn more about the Girls with Game and 50 celebrations. See how you can get involved at littleleague.org/GWG50. Missouri trying to go to work against Hamley has managed 1 hit in 2 innings of inning. Hadley Jackson will lead off. To be followed by Quinn Mitchell, and Braylon Smith. To the first baseman. Nice play, Ava Fisher, 1 out in the Missouri third. Ohio's defense, again, with just 3 errors in the entire tournament, is just stellar.
One of the things that can happen when you play behind a dominant pitcher is your defense can often fall asleep, expecting you to just continue to roll through the batters. But there at first base, Ava Fisher, light on her toes, gets a nice little hop to be able to stay awake and get that out.
Now Quinn Mitchell, Q to the plate. In Little League softball, everybody that's rostered for a game under rules implemented a couple years ago will bat. Defensively, they don't have to play the field. But you have a continuous batting order of 12 or 13 players. In the case of Missouri, they have 13. Ohio has 12. I like the rule personally. It's everybody involved.
I love that everybody gets a chance to square off against a pitcher. And that's one of the beautiful things about Little League is the fact that they get every single player involved. Nobody sits on the bench just waiting for an opportunity. If you play Little League, everyone gets to bat, and you're going to probably see some big-time things happening all throughout a lineup,
Yeah,
1
absolutely.
through 12 or 13.
And again, Missouri with 13 players must bat 13. Ohio with 12. Doesn't matter with the way Missouri was hitting coming in.
Mitchell just behind that pitch, and the ball felt almost straight back. Shows you that her timing is pretty close. We've not seen a change of speed consistently out of Mila Hamley in the circle. So your job in the box, on deck, in the dugout, to make sure that you have it timed up. She'll wear that pitch. She's excited about it too as she takes first base.
Batting 250 coming in, but representing the time run now at first.
I mean, this pitch on the inside, Hamley told us she loves to be able to paint that inside corner. Typically, you see hitters wear an arm guard on that front elbow for that reason right there. That is a tough spot to wear a pitch.
And that leads us to Braylon Smith, Bray, future civil engineer. Point. Well, you're Missouri, you're having trouble getting base runners. Are you going to send somebody here?
I think it all depends on the read done by the base runner. If Quinn Mitchell over there at first base gets a good jump out of the hand of Mila Hamley and it's bobbled back there behind the dish, it's going to be an easy advancement for Mitchell. She's got to get a good jump off first base and get her timing right.
Opposite field toward right field, dropping in. Past the right fielder. Quinn Mitchell around second, around third, and will hold up. Although the ball is loose and now she will score. And the game is tied. It's a double and an error at first base, allowing the game to be tied. IQ Mitchell's run to the dish.
Aggression on the bases is what makes this game tick. We've seen aggression on both sides, both coaches pushing the pedal, trying to get their runners to just take advantage of missed opportunities. And with that throw coming in from the outfield, it gets away from the infield. And because of that bobble, head coach Steve Regan says, let's take advantage. And now this ball game's tied.
That'll bring up Reese Stevenson with the go-ahead runner at second base. Reese dad coaching on the bench for Missouri softball. Daniel Boone, hardly a stranger to this area. This is the 7th consecutive year this little league has made the All-Star Central Regionals here. They continue to do this, and if they're here long enough this summer, they should register to vote. They just know the area like, I think planning a vacation for their fans is no big deal. Let's slot in Whitestown for a month or so. It's a foul ball, signaled by Blue Chief and plate umpire Rich Condry. Ball and 2 strikes in a 1-1 game.
Well, it did make contact with the batter, but Stevenson was still in the box, so it's just an immediate dead ball. She'll be back in the box with a 1-2 count.
You talked about how aggressive both teams are. They're almost playing as if each inning is the last inning in this game. Strike 3 call. 2 outs now in the Missouri third.
Knowing that Hamley loves up and away, you've got to be ready to attack on that outside part of the plate. It's so hard to pull the string or pull the trigger on your swing. Bree Stevenson, that's her first out in the last 6 at-bats.
You mentioned that Quinn Mitchell likes to wear the pitch. This is what Kaden Galloway does a lot. When she gets hit, that's a badge of honor. And she has actually been quoted as saying, I have been hit more than anybody else, and I'm proud of that.
It takes a special kind of player to be able to stand in there and wear a pitch with the velocity that Hamlin's throwing.
She is 1 for 10 now with the strikeout. Well, actually, it's the first at bat, 1 for 9, 111 coming in. Trying to solve Hamlin, who has in this game 6 strikeouts. And could use one here. And it's a pitch away from ending the third.
She said her favorite thing about Little League was wearing pitches. That does not sound like my favorite part about Little League.
We had, what, ARBIs in a game one time? I was surprised nobody threw it, but yeah, I hear you. Doesn't sound like a fun thing to do. 0-2 pitch with a runner at second in scoring position. Inning over. Mila Hamley now for the game at 7 strikeouts, but Missouri has rallied on an RBI hit by. We get to use hashtag LLWS. You can do that with your phone, right?
Totally can. It looks like everybody in the stands just got the memo. They've got them out. They're ready to go.
Good for them. Jenny Dalton Hill started Arizona, and Jim Barber with the call here halfway through the game, unless we go extras. And this game has got a feel for the potential of bonus baseball in a 1-1 tie in the 4th.
Well, there's no pitch count in softball. It's an inning limit that you have, but with no game tomorrow, I would expect to see Young and Hamley go the distance in this one, regardless of how long it takes.
Peyton Severn at the plate. Bernie Young very efficient in the first 3 innings, throwing just 27 pitches, as you mentioned. The winner gets Monterrey, Mexico, August 4th. Day of 4 games.
Well, that swing by Severn seems like it's really high. That pitch came in pretty high, but she's been called on those high strikes. She was not happy about it in the first 2 calls early in that bat. Your job as a hitter is to adjust to the strikeout being called back behind the dish, and she did.
Bolton batted in 3 runs in the state tournament, which Missouri dominated, when Ohio dominated. Swinging strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Brenna Young, and now 1 each of the last 3 innings.
Well, and that's back-to-back strikeouts. If you go back to last inning, both of them coming on the pitch up. Severn didn't want to have to swing at that, but because of the pitches called earlier in that at-bat, she knew that she could not leave that one up to the umpire.
Emily Beelan has had a very interesting experience in her softball life, having played slow pitch, now playing fast pitch. A world of difference, that's obvious, but seems to be adjusting pretty nicely. Has a couple of hits in this tournament in 7 at-bats. Did you play slow pitch at all in your life?
Not until after I played professional baseball after college, and
What's it like?
slow. I would much rather play fast pitch.
Ask an obvious question, get an obvious answer. Maybe I should have been more, descriptive in my cue here.
Well, and what you're seeing is the way that Beelan attacks pitchers is she doesn't really swing around. We've seen a ton of just tap and go kind of movement by her in the box. Because of that, the defense will crowd her close to the plate, knowing that she's just trying to put the barrel on the ball with a little bit of a soft slap action to the left side of the field.
Brenna Young, the pitcher, has a very descriptive face, and in fact, she, when the pitch count of the pitchers are being called by manager Regan, who you saw or see right now, and she doesn't like the pitch, she will glare into the dugout at the manager. So what do you think about that, being a former player? And you okay with that or not?
Emotion's fun out of a pitcher. However, I like to have respect for my coaches. And so a lot of times what you see is more the demeanor of like a Mila Hamley in the circle. It's very stoic. That pitch right down Broadway, but can't hit the bat off the shoulder. Second strikeout in a row for Young.
Well, manager Regan seems to handle it okay. At least when we talked with him about it today.
Yeah, he had a little chuckle about it. He said, yeah, she does do that. But, I don't know. I would like to see that emotion kind of reined in, because as a hitter, I like to take advantage of the emotion in the circle.
Sure. Annabelle Mikesell back for the second time around. Couple hops to short. 3 up and 3 down. Early Gladbach over to Carrie Ann Ashland. It remains 1-1. Got a good one here for the title. And we have some dancers up there. These guys.
I would say that the dance moves by the girls would kind of blow those guys out of the water.
It's always. I would agree.
Let's go for a dance off after the game.
More practice on it, I think. Hila Hamley back in the circle. Back to live action and back to work here in the bottom of the 4th. To the top of the lineup, Harper Regan, who singled, stole a base, and then with a pinch runner, actually almost came home, was stranded in that inning for Missouri as Tatum Spry got a single. And they were at second and third, but failed to score. Missouri won, Ohio won. And Steve Regan, the Missouri manager, at third base coaching, won the coin toss today. So he elected to go with the last at bat, and he was saying my percentage now for calling it right is like .069, which is like terrible. Hanley was short. That good defense you talk about cleans up though nicely as Berlin Gladbach able to fire over the first off the touch by Hamlin.
And I think that touch was so pivotal in that play, because if she does not tip that ball, it goes with more velocity up the middle, and I think it has the chance to get all the way to the outfield. But with the deflection by Hamlin, it gives Mattern an opportunity to come away with the out.
Yeah, check that. It was Bella Mattern with the assist there. Now here's Berlin Gladbach. Batting with a 1-1 tie in the fourth. Now every base runner seems to loom larger in this game. Just getting anybody on base is challenging enough. It almost represents either the goal-high run or potentially the winning run.
You're looking for the team that flinches first in this one. With a tie ball game and the kind of pitching and defense you've got going on, it's going to be a tight ball game for sure.
Well, you talked with Mila Hamley earlier today about what kind of pitch she throws when she gets behind, which isn't often, but she is behind.
And she just goes right to that fastball. She tries to locate it. When she falls behind in the count, it's about filling the zone. She does not fall behind very often.
How nervous do you think Mom is right now?
Oh, it's awful to be a player parent, especially a pitcher's parent, because everything just sits on the shoulders of your daughter out there in the circle.
2 balls and a strike. Bring it back nicely.
I'd say Darren looks pretty calm in the stands. We've seen her pretty animated, but right now she's cool as a cucumber the way that Hamley's thrown in the circle.
Well, the throw was down to third base, but that's not strike 3 yet. But they're so used to it. It's 2-2 count. Okay over there, Steve? I guess he doesn't have a glove, right? So it makes it a little difficult.
You got to show up. I mean, if this was the Savannah Bananas, he catches that, then it's an out, right? Actually, it hit the net, so probably not.
Interesting point. In Indianapolis, Mila Hamley comes back after being down 2 on the count to get a strikeout here in the fourth.
Goes back to the same spot on Berlin Gladbach. She got her last time away. That outside corner is dominant today for Hamley. Beautiful spot. 8th strikeout.
Tatum Spry, who had a base hit and a stolen base, was stranded at second in the Missouri first. And a great scoring opportunity, but Hamley struck out the number 4 in 5 hitters to end the inning. The hits and runs, as expected in a pitcher's duel, are at a premium today. 2 teams are combining for 0 for 7 with 2 outs in an inning. Somebody on base is quite difficult.
Yeah, but what do you see when they get on? They challenge defenses by putting their runners in motion, making things happen, putting the pressure on the defense to come away with clean throws. And when it doesn't happen, they push around those 2 runs. Those 2 runs have come with hiccups on both sides.
Yes.
It was misplayed balls that were handled on the field that came away with the run on both sides for both Ohio and Missouri.
By the way, if you'd won the coin toss, what would you have done? Home or visitor?
I don't know. Pretty successful in that visitor spot. You always want to have the ability to hit last. He did say, he kind of questioned himself for saying home because he hasn't won a coin flip here in Whitestown.
Imagine so much pressure on him, particularly the coin toss.
I mean, they do. They definitely have a lot on their plate. Remember, these are hired coaches. These are dads.
True.
And so they've got a lot on their plate, a lot of pressure going on. so much for Steve Regan, knowing that this is his last go around coaching his daughter.
Eight in the game for Hanley, still 1-1 after 4.